As kidney disease progresses, kidneys have to work even harder to do regular tasks, like balancing fluids and removing toxins and waste products. Depending on what stage of kidney disease you're in, it may be necessary to make lifestyle changes to help slow the loss of kidney function. This could include making some dietary changes that will help your kidneys work easier. Your physician and dietitian can help prescribe a diet with foods that are best for your individual needs. But here are a few basic do's and don'ts that apply to many people with kidney disease. 1. Limiting your intake of large amounts of meat. Milk, beans, and other high-protein foods can reduce protein waste buildup and help prolong kidney function.
While meat consumption in the United States has decreased in the past couple of years, it has dramatically risen over the past century. The world average meat consumption in 2012 was 102.5 pounds per person per year, while the United States average was 270.7 pounds per person per year. This graph shows the U.S. total meat consumption in billion pounds from 1909 to 2012. And while there are fewer cows now, it is because farmers and scientists have found new ways to get more meat from each cow, causing the U.S. to still produce more beef now than it has in the past. This chart shows the average dressed weight, or what's used for meat, of cattle in pounds. In 2015, the World Health Organization's International Agency for Research on Cancer classified processed meat as a carcinogen and red meat as a probable carcinogen. 22 experts from 10 countries reviewed more than 800 studies and found that eating 50 grams of processed meat every day, which is equivalent to 4 strips of bacon or 1 hot dog, increased the risk of colorectal cancer by 18%, and by eating red meat, there was evidence of increased risk of colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer, and prostate cancer. So, how can protein consumption affect our overall health, especially over a long period of time in specific populations? We interviewed a man who had experienced the negative effects of protein consumption. David Holton, a 56-year-old man from California, suffered from end-stage renal disease until he decided to make a major dietary change.
My name is David Holton. I'm age 56 years old, and I was diagnosed with chronic kidney failure in 2015, February 3rd, and I started dialysis on February 16th, and I was on dialysis for a year and a half.
When did you decide to make this change and move away from conventional medicine?
Well, after a year, I was starting to get a little tired of the dialysis treatment, uncovering the fact that dialysis actually for a year, 2 years can take you down and compromise your other organs. So I searched for a kidney donor. Instead, I didn't find a kidney donor. I found somebody who knows how to detox the body, which is the true modality of healing. So I began an all-fruit diet on June 21st of 2015. And I did that for 90 days, and believe it or not, my kidneys became working again in 90 days from an all-fruit diet.
So can you just tell us a little bit more about your diet, like what exactly you were eating, and like your daily protein consumption, fruit and vegetable consumption?
Yeah, well, it's 80% vegetables. 80% fruit and 20% vegetable. And it's pretty much based on lemons, berries, melons, grapes, pretty much fruit. The reason that the fruit works like this is it's the only food on the planet that is self-cleansing. And what that means is fruit has no metabolic or cellular waste.
Did you consume any protein when you were on this diet?
No, I did not. But what I was getting was plant-based protein in my salads in the evening, that 20% vegetable. I was having avocado, and I was having peas and beans out of my garden raw. And there is plant protein in that, but the body only requires 10% protein. And so even on a plant-based diet, I was getting more than 10% protein. Protein is a myth. And so animal protein is actually very dangerous on the body, but we are conditioned to think it's okay.
Was there anything in your in your diet you were supposed to stay away from?
Dairy products, things like that, any packaged food, any processed food, any complex sugars, which is everywhere. It's in all your complex foods. Because, complex sugars are really hard on your endocrine system, where simple sugars, the ones that come from fruit, are direct amino acids to the blood, and that is really what the cells need, is energy, which comes from fruit. And fruit is the only food, too, that has electromagnetic energy. You do not get that kind of energy from dairy products, animal protein, or vegetables.
What were the pros and cons of the diet you were on, and did you have any side effects?
There's really no cons. It's all pros, because this is an alkalizing diet. And so the only thing you could say is, yes, I lost a lot of weight, but I got rid of all the junk that I had. And now, what it is I have good stuff now, and your body does regenerate. Your cells do regenerate. It's a fact. Every cell in the body, every organ in the body can regenerate itself as long as it's in an alkalized diet. And so the condition of a cell depends on its environment, of course. And so when you alkalize your body, you're giving yourself a proper environment to regenerate your cells.
What is your diet like right now?
Right now, my diet is plant-based diet. It's pretty much fruit, 80% fruit, and 20% again vegetable. And I do have a few things, like I have some falafel and stuff, but I don't do that every day. And I have some beans, but I don't do that every day again. I keep it really light because beans are actually have protein. And the other thing too is certain nuts are high in protein, like walnuts and almonds, and I stay away from those too. So.
And then how are you doing right now, and how is your kidney function?
I've been off dialysis now for about a year. My kidney function is at about 55%. I continue to get renal panels, which are blood tests every month, and it shows that all my numbers are stable. My glomerular filtration rate is definitely adequate right now to not have to take dialysis. So as long as I remain calm emotionally and I don't eat this high-protein diet and I have a good environment, a place that's healthy, clean water, clean air kind of an environment, I'm doing fine. My kidney nephrologist has never seen anything like this in 35 years of his practice.
So you're saying your kidney function is currently at 55%. What was your kidney function originally? What was it originally at?
At stage 5 kidney failure, my function was 11%.
More than 661,000 Americans are in kidney failure. Of these, 468,000 are on dialysis. The overall prevalence of kidney disease in the population is about 14%. However, it is one of the top 10 leading causes of death in the United States. High blood pressure and diabetes are the main causes of kidney disease, and almost half of individuals with it also have diabetes and/or cardiovascular disease. Many recent studies have shown that diet can play a large role in factors leading to kidney disease. Cases like David Holton's have proven that dietary changes may be a key intervention that has largely been overlooked in the past. However, with the proper research into dietary interventions, diets limiting protein and increasing fruit and vegetable intake could become a popular intervention for patients with end-stage renal disease in the years to come.